Hello, welcome to my first YouTube video. I will be doing a breakdown of Invincible Season 1, Episode 1. Then I will get into 5 things that I loved about the episode, followed by 5 things that I didn't like. So, let's get into it. So, the episode begins with 2 security guards basically just having a general chit-chat about superhuman invasion training. They were basically saying, well, what can they do against superheroes, tuck and roll? Clearly that wouldn't be enough, so why are they being trained for it? So it's a funny scene. One of them was basically saying that I can't make it, I will not be there for the stupid training because I have my son's graduation to attend. Then it got into a real sweet scene of, I believe his name was Steve, saying how he loves his son even though he is his stepson. He loves him like he's his own son, blood son. And then that scene ends where the earth starts to shake, birds start flying in the other direction, and then out pops out from the ground 2 big blue superhumans, the Moiler twins. So the twins are arguing about who are the clones and who is not, who's the clone and who is not, while guns are engaging on them. So they're being absolutely shot at, which a normal person, a normal human being would have been killed, but they're just standing there like it's not phasing them, arguing about who's the clone and who's not. So one of the security guards shoots one of the twins in the eye, and then at that point when I thought Steve was gonna die, not getting to sort of take his son to his graduation, that's when the Guardians of the Globe show up in all of their glory. They had a lovely superhero entrance. So at this point you have 7 Guardians of the Globe that arrive. So the Guardians of the Globe are based off DC Comics Justice League of America. So the team includes Darkwing, who's based on Batman, War Woman based on Wonder Woman, Red Rush based on The Flash, Aquarius based on Aquaman, Martian Man based on Martian Manhunter, and the Green Ghost based on the Green Lantern. So there's also a 7th one, the Immortal. I'm not sure who he is based on, and he seems to be the leader of this group. So Immortal instructs his team that the first thing that they need to do is evacuate everybody from the White House. So War Woman tells the army to evacuate as they will take over there, while the rest of the team use their own superpowers to get everybody out, while the Immortal engages in battle with the Mauler twins. So there's a funny scene where Red Rush, who is like the Flash, uses his superhuman speed to get everybody out of the way. And obviously a lot of the people that he is moving out of the way cannot handle the speeds that he is going at, and they all start vomiting, which is disgusting. I think it's exactly what I would have done if moving at that sort of speed. So everybody's vomiting, which causes him to barf in his mouth as well. So the battle persists, and at a certain point Darkwing gets trapped under an army tanker while trying to save a woman. So the woman manages to escape from the army tanker, underneath the army tanker, with the help of Darkwing, but Darkwing is trapped. As it seems like Darkwing is about to get crushed by the army tanker, he is saved by a new superhero that we haven't seen called Omni-Man. Omni-Man has a grand entrance. He then helps the Guardians of the Globe evacuate the White House, and they then go on to defeat the Mauler twins and save the day. So we meet new characters called Mark and Debbie. Debbie is Mark's mother. They are watching the events of what is happening to the White House on TV, and they seem quite nonchalant about it. Debbie then goes on to explain that every other day there is somebody attacking the White House, and they rebuild the White House at least twice a year. Omni-Man then comes into the house and we realise that Omni-Man is Debbie's husband and Mark's dad. Omni-Man then assures his son, as he is nearly 18, his powers should be kicking in, while his mother Debbie tells Omni-Man not to get his son's Mark's hopes up, as there is a chance that he might not get superpowers as he is half human and half not. Mark then heads to school when he encounters a friend. This friend is talking about the events of the morning, where Mark then praises Omni-Man. The friend then goes in to say, you like the underdog clearly, and goes in to say that yes, Omni-Man is hot, but that's about it, he's not powerful. It's clear from this scene that the friend does not know that Mark is Omni-Man's son. Mark then notices a woman being harassed by a big bully and goes over to intercede. His friend tells him not to because he is not Omni-Man. Mark then says, well, let's see, hoping that his powers would have kicked in and he would be able to beat up the bully. But that doesn't happen, as the bully beats Mark up, and the bully only stops after the woman that he saves kicks the bully in the nuts. Mark, now at work, is taking out the trash. He has 2 big black bags with him. He struggles to throw the first bag in the bin, and the second bag he literally throws into space. So his superpowers are now kicking in. Mark then goes home to tell his parents that his powers have kicked in. His mum seems genuinely happy, but his mum then has to kick his dad, Omni-Man, to get him to respond. It was a little weird. It was like a minute of confusion, jealousy, I don't know. So I'm excited to find out why he didn't react straight away. Mark then goes to bed, where he recalls the story his dad tells him about the planet he comes from, the planet Viltrum, which is in deep space. He then proceeds to test out his superpowers and try to fly. He steps off his roof, hovers for a little bit, then flies into space. He flies off planet Earth and gets lightheaded, faints, and comes crashing down back to Earth in front of his house. The next scene is of Mark and Omni-Man going on a flying lesson. Omni-Man is teaching his son Mark how to fly, how to stop, how to accelerate, and all things to do with flying and stopping. Omni-Man then teaches his son how to fly and throw punches as well. Omni-Man then tests that out on his son and punches his son really, really hard. There's a split second where I feel like Omni-Man did it on purpose, but he then quickly apologizes and lets him know, if you want to be a superhero, this is the sort of thing that you need, that you're going to have to go through, basically. He then tells his son, you need to pick out a new name. The next scene then consists of Mark trying to find a name. He puts on this orange costume and then tries to stop robbers. Mark wins the fight. His dad then steps in and lets him know, you look ridiculous in this suit, and takes him to a tailor. The tailor goes through a few ideas of what might look nice on him, but lets him know, the suit won't look nice if I don't have your superhero name. Mark and his dad Omni-Man are then playing catch in the sky. That's when Omni-Man tells his son that a lot of people his age think that they are invincible when they are not, but his son Mark is actually invincible. That's when Mark gets the name for his superhero character, which is now called Invincible. He runs to the tailor to let him know that I have found my name, Invincible, and then he puts on his suit and proceeds to fly around the city. Invincible, flying around the city looking for any danger, anyone who's in danger, and finds it. He then proceeds to battle with a villain. this villain is blowing holes in buildings. He beats this villain, beats him up, and saves the day. So, the Guardians of the Globe are all busy doing their own thing. Some of them are on dates, some are fighting crime, some are bored, some are at work, where they all receive an alert to their bracelets. This bracelet is, I'm guessing it's an urgent call letting them know that they need to have a meeting. Another member of the Guardians of the Globe is calling them for an urgent meeting. They all then meet up in a cave on a mountain where they realise that none of them raised the alert and called for the meeting. They're all confused, wondering what is going on, when Red Rush quickly moves to stop something, and then in comes Omni-Man throwing a punch that he misses and starts to attack them all. Omni-Man doesn't say a word and proceeds to attack them all. They all then try to fight him back using their full force, but unfortunately they are not strong enough because Omni-Man crushes them all one by one in some of the most gruesome ways possible. Some of the members think that Omni-Man is under a spell, a trance or something like that, and it's not actually him doing it, but they proceed to fight him anyway, and in the end he murders them all. This scene really surprised me because it just came out of nowhere. Like, what? I'm excited to find out what happens next. Wow, this was an amazing first episode. So my top 5 things about this episode has got to be the ending. Like, wow, it just came out of nowhere. That was first. So the second thing about this episode, I would say, was the introduction of Mark, showing his sort of character, him stepping in for the woman that was being harassed. Third thing was Omni-Man's behavior. He's very off. I want to know what is going on with him, just with his son and his off reactions when he first got his superpowers and then punching him in the stomach. Fourth thing I would say would be, God, this is hard. The fourth thing would be showing how Mark went from Mark to Invincible, showing how he practiced with his powers and how he became stronger and stronger. That was a great thing about this episode. And the final thing, I would just say the overall episode. The whole episode was amazing. I didn't get bored once. It went from strength to strength to strength to strength. Came out swingy in the beginning and it ended on a high, beyond a high. So now the 5 worst things about this episode. Number 1, that it ended. Number 2, that it ended. Number 3, that it ended. Number 4, that it ended. And number 5, I would say it got a little dry in the middle, but because it's the first episode, they had to build the world, so that's not even a thing. But yeah, amazing episode overall. Thank you for watching my review of Invincible Season 1, Episode 1. I will be doing a review for the entire season, along with reviews for other TV shows that I love. Some I've watched before, some I've never watched in my life. Please like this video, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Goodbye.